So, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Mordin, and I'm back again with another video right here for you. So, I've been bringing you videos here and there, and now there are things that we need to definitely talk about. On the screens, you can see Barz Beatz, Mr. Nkrumah from Jamaica. I know most of you guys have seen him already reacting to some of the songs from Shatta Wale. And I find his decoding reactions interesting for one particular reason. I watch a lot of videos from people who are reacting to Shatta Wale, and most people don't take the time to dig in a little bit more about the Shatta movement in Ghana. He gives a different perspective whenever he is doing his breakdowns or the reactions or decodings, and I love that about him. The fact that there is some sort of limitation with regards to understanding the full context of the songs. He tries his possible best to give what gives or what makes sense to the whole video or song he's trying to decode. And this, for me, makes a lot of sense. So I decided to bring him and introduce him to you officially as the Shatta movement. Here you have Barz Beatz. Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
Big up. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah, man. So, the first question, the first thing first, I want to thank you for taking this conversation, because I reached out to you via email and you answered swiftly and everything. I didn't know honestly if it was going to happen or not, but it did. It has. You are here, and I'm happy. I'm happy to have you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, first things first. With the Barz Beatz, one sees beats and one thinks immediately, are you into beat production? Are you someone who loves to do music by yourself? And what is the whole background thing?
Okay, so I do music. I do writing of songs. And I do skits. I do so many things as it relates to entertainment, right?
Okay.
So when I did the channel, the Barz Beatz channel, it was about anything to do with music and social events.
Okay.
But I didn't want to confine it to just like music. So the name Barz Beatz is basically so much of a lot of pun in a sense, right?
Okay.
As you know, bars have so many meanings. So one is like a prison bar.
Okay.
If you look at my thumbnail, you see a prison bar in it. So a jail cell, I should say. So prison bar. Then you have the bars with the music.
Music, yeah, okay.
Right? And then that's the bar with the pub that we go to drink.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And another bar is like you're raising the bar, like
okay, you set a standard for yourself and then you raise to another. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Right. So there's so many meanings to the bar. And that's how the decoding of my thing comes in. And the beats now, it's actually confined to music. So that's how the Barz Beat comes up. So if you are like into what you realize my channel is about is just everything to do with the word bar.
It reflects it. It reflects it. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yes.
Your name, you once mentioned in your video, and you told me before we shortly came that you are Nkrumah. Your name is Nkrumah. That one video you did about you had this scenic view behind you with the tree, the coconut trees, where you were talking about Ghana, a little bit of a history between the Shatta Wale, Stonebwoy thing and all that stuff. In there, you made mention of the fact that you are Nkrumah. Are you Ghanaian, born in Jamaica, or you are Jamaican with a Ghanaian name? What are you exactly?
Yeah, I'm a Jamaican with a Ghanaian name, right?
Okay.
So it was given to me by my dad, who, he has a strong, we call it a background or a lot of ideology, African ideology. And Kwame Nkrumah was one of his person that he always taught me about. And that's how he gave me the name Nkrumah. Right? And he also was like a close friend to Bob Marley when Bob Marley was alive. Well, my father is deceased now, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how he always, teach me about the name. And then, the meaning of the name, that's another thing to learn. I don't know what it means in Ghana, but when I did my research, it means ninth born child.
Okay.
Right. So I had to learn the meaning of the name because every time I go somewhere in like Jamaica or in like the western side of the world, the name like Nkrumah is difficult for people to call. So every time someone sees my name, they'll take a while to pronounce it.
Okay.
And then they'll say, what does this name mean? So I had to learn what the name means.
Okay.
Right? So, and then I learned a little about Africa and how the names are pronounced.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
that's how the thing comes
That's
about.
nice. That's nice. You know, here I live in Germany myself, and sometimes you go to places, you see names, and you just wonder, if I should see your name, yeah, Morgan Nkrumah, anywhere, the first thing that comes to mind will be he's Ghanaian, and I will approach you definitely with a spoken word in Ghana, maybe a greeting in Chi or any other language. I think with Nkrumah, the first thing that will come to mind will be either one speaking to you in Fanti or in Chi. This is an Akan language, right? Because Nkrumah is a name that comes from the western side of Ghana as well. So Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was from the western side of Ghana, right? And they speak the Ahanta language. There is Ahanta, there is Nzima, and there is Fanti. So it's incorporated in these sites, you understand? So if someone hears your name, they may approach you with any of these three languages. And I understand and speak Twi. But Twi is not spoken. People understand it generally over there in the western parts of Ghana. But Ahanta and Zima, I do not understand it and I can't speak it. But I do understand Fanti and I speak a bit of Fanti because Fanti is more like that of Twi, the TWI, the language Twi, which most Ghanaians speak anyways, right? Okay. So let's get to this topic. You mentioned that your dad had something to do with Bob Marley. That means music runs already through the family in a way.
Well, not when I said like not musically.
Okay.
It was just because my father likes like the Rasta movement. He wasn't a Rasta, but he always talks about like Rasta and he hangs out with the Rastas.
Okay.
And he loved Ghana. He just loved but not musically. My father couldn't sing not even a note. So
okay. So let's bring this to a very different concept. When you talk dancehall music, when you talk reggae music, which Jamaica is known for, what will you say is the message one should get or the understanding one should get when they think dancehall music or they think reggae music?
Sir, repeat that for me, please.
Okay. If anyone outside of the Caribbean, outside of Jamaica, hears reggae music or dancehall music, what should be the definition they should always put on those songs?
Okay, all right. So for like reggae music, reggae is like a conscious side of music. It deals morely with like rebellion. Talks about rebellion. If there is some oppression taking place, reggae music will always find itself there to speak against oppression. Then it will also speak about like just pure consciousness. That's reggae in a nutshell. Conscious spiritual music. Dancehall is like an adolescent or a child, right? Growing up and it's trying to find its way. So it's more a higher beat or BPM, beat per minute type of music. And it just finds itself all around the place. A little consciousness here, a little badness here, a little rudeness there.
Okay.
So that's dancehall.
Okay.
So it depends on who is singing.
Okay.
But so that's the difference between the reggae and the dancehall. So if like in Jamaica, when you find a reggae artist singing something that is derogatory or out of the way, you'll find a lot of backlash from Jamaican society.
Okay.
Because reggae music is known to be a conscious and a pure music. Right.
Okay. So in this regard, when you think dancehall music as a composer yourself, what will you define as a good dancehall song in totality?
Well, for me, it depends on the listener at the end of the day. But a good dancehall music, it is complex though, because you have persons like dancehall for the beat.
Okay.
Then you have persons like dancehall for the lyrics in it. Right, and then you have persons just for listening ear. So because you have some places where dancehall are played, people don't even know what the person is saying, but because of the beat, they can just dance to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's to say like a good music. It's like wide.
Okay.
But for me now, I'll say for me now, it's a combination of the beat plus the hook, which is basically the chorus. So once you have the good chorus or hook, I don't know what you guys call it, but it's the chorus,
it's the chorus,
right?
the hook,
Once you have a good hook to the song, everything else follows.
Okay.
Right? So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about now. I don't know if you know much like dancehall songs. I mean, all over. Exclude Shatta Wale for now, right? So let me go to like Jamaica. So do you know Party Animal by this guy Charlie Black?
No, I'm not really the person. Okay, let's do a song that perhaps stands out in my mind right now. This song by Masika.
Good.
Or was it Jamil? I don't know if that one falls under Better Tomorrow. A Better Tomorrow. Tomorrow. That was a song. I just forgot the title, but I don't know. I want to go for something. Okay, let's use Alkaline's Juggernaut. Something that stands out more in my head.
Right. Okay. So I don't remember the lyric to Juggernaut, but what you would remember most is the hook.
Okay.
Because like so Alkaline is very lyrical. But he has good melodies, like good chorus. So when he sings a chorus, people will know it. But once he goes in the verse part, people don't know it.
People don't know it. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So that is why I, when I'm doing my breakdown of the songs, I always say that people remember the chorus. Once you have a good chorus or hook, people will love it, and they don't remember the verse. And let me give you like with Vibes Cartel, the same Alkaline, Massacre. This guy named Idonia. I don't know if you know that.
I know Idonia. Yeah.
Right. These guys started out lyrical. When they start singing, if you're not like a Jamaican or a real hardcore dancehall fan anywhere in the world, you will not follow them because lyrics is a part of us. So they will fill their chorus with a lot of lyrics, but after a while they realize that the songs were not being accepted outside of Jamaica. So they will say that the song don't even reach the airport. but the songs would get good play in like the dancehall settings. Because we the dancehall artists in Jamaica love lyrics.
Okay.
But when you put it to a person who don't understand patois, they won't know anything. So after a while now, the artists realize that no, I need to tone down the amount of lyrics and turn it to more melody. And that is where you find like Vibes Cartel started to evolve in his musical venture. Because he was like at odds with this gentleman, Movado.
Okay.
But Movado was more melody in his delivery. Okay. And Vibes Cartel was pure lyrics. But Movado was getting more play overseas, and Vibes Cartel was getting more play locally.
Okay.
So he toned down. And once he toned down, and I was even doing reviews at that time as well. Okay. I wasn't getting that much, but I was constantly saying, your lyrics too fast, people not getting it. And I don't know if he heard what I was saying, but he eventually toned down. And then he was going off.
I remember a few years back, somewhere in probably maybe 2016, that was when I fell in love with these songs from Vibes Cartel, Coloring This Life.
Oh yes, that's one of my favorite songs.
Beautiful tune. I just don't know. I heard it one time and the song just got to me, and it has stuck since, you know. And I get the point you're making with the melodies and toning it down for people who don't understand patois to actually follow the song and love it the same way. Okay,
Yes.
so on this part of lyrics, when called dancehall artists or called dancehall followers in Jamaica and around the Caribbean and around the world, those who understand patois see other musicians from other jurisdictions other than the Caribbean trying their hands at dancehall music. What is the feeling like? What do you look out for when you listen to such artists? Because now it's going to be an issue of language. Lyricism is going to come in, but to which extent will one understand if it is a language you do not really understand?
Okay, well, that is the same thing what I say, you know, you go down to, once you have like good melodies in your song, people will always accept it.
Yeah.
And it is the same thing that goes back to the song that Shatta Wale did at the National Stadium the other day, with that is On God.
On God song, yeah.
It's just the melodies, you know. And I mean, I don't know what with that song, but when you hear that song, every goose pimples, man, take you all over the place, you know.
Okay.
Just the melodies. Because even though Shatta Wale has a lot of patois, because sometimes you can't even tell if he's not from Jamaica.
Okay.
It's just some part of like his song you realize, oh no, that's not Jamaica wouldn't say it. But at the end of the day, as I said, once you have the melodies to your song, once you get that secret, that melodies is what will make your song take off
or not take off.
People will accept it anywhere.
Okay.
Anyway.
Now that you brought the On God song in the whole thing, did you know any Ghanaian artist, or were you following Ghanaian music since you took interest in Ghana because of your name? Did you know about the Ghanaian music scene prior to Shatta Wale mounting the Freedom Street concert stage?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes. I knew
Tell me about that.
Yeah, man. I know about Ghana music from way back when. As a matter of fact, I used to. Well, I had a channel before this one, you know, that dealt with same reviewing. It's just what it was different.
Okay.
And as I said, you need to tell me about the politics with the Ghana thing, because
I will.
Stone Boy, Stone Boy was one that I reviewed.
Okay.
Before I didn't even know about Shatta Wale.
Okay. Okay.
And it's the same song, Higher. I don't know if that is.
Yeah, I know the song. Yeah, I know the song. Higher. You recently did a review about it on the channel.
Right, and I mentioned that was the first Stone Boy song I listened to, and I said, "Hold on, oh, this man sound nice, man." And then I started listening to more, and the next song that I heard him sing was the song "One Thing."
One Thing.
With this girl, Damaris.
Okay. Okay.
And I said, "No, man, no, man, this Ghana thing sound good, man." But interestingly, I know about Shatta Wale, but I didn't know much. And then I now learned that about him and the industry.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know much about him because he wasn't, like, to me, internationally known. And I didn't know of anyone in Ghana to say, well, no, man, listen to this man here. But I did know about Shatta Wale and some of his songs. But I heard more about Stone Boy because Stone Boy was more exported as far as I'm learning now. It was more exported, so I would see more of Stone Boy. So I learned to love Stone Boy. But now when I learn about Shatta Wale more, and I said, well, it's not just Stone Boy. You have Shatta Wale too, and you have this Sarkodie.
Sarkodie, Black Sheriff. Yeah,
right. But so Black Sheriff, is he from? I thought Black Sheriff was from another country.
No, Black Sheriff is Ghanaian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Black Sheriff is Ghanaian, but Black Sheriff's label is Nigerian.
Okay.
So mostly you would get he has a mixed fan-based support. He has a well-balanced one, so to say, where you have people in the diaspora and also people from Nigeria a lot supporting his music. So sometimes it's quite conflicting to know whether he is Ghanaian or not, but he is Ghanaian.
Oh well, thanks for clearing that up.
Even there was this confusion some time back with one Nigerian artist called Mr. Easy. Now I don't know if you know him, but Mr. Easy is a very good businessman and a good musician. And Mr. Easy schooled in Ghana, so he's a Nigerian but came for university in Ghana, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And while he was studying there, he used to organize parties. Right, he's an event organizer, and through that he tried his hands at music. So he fell in love with music in Ghana and became a musician in Ghana. He blew out from Ghana with a typical Ghanaian sound. But later there was a conflict because in the Ghana Music Awards show, they didn't know whether to award him or to export him to Nigeria to put him as an international artist. Right, so these are some of the things, right, where even Nigerians didn't also really accept him because they didn't know if he was theirs or not. So that is where I think Black Sheriff's issue is from someone who is watching from the outside, from the outside lens. Probably that's how they might see it. But this struggle, Mr. Easy had it first on. Right now, Mr. Easy is not really into the music thing again. He is still into music, but he doesn't bring out songs. He's now more into the event. He's super, super rich now through music because he knows how to take side of the business. He owns a betting company. He does a lot of different. Yeah, that guy is he used music as a stepping stone to really propel his business sense in the like. And I see Black Sheriff doing something similar, more exploring himself in the areas of fashion. The way he positioned himself with music and fashion, no Ghanaian musician actually does that. He's of a different breed when you look at the typical Ghanaian musicians where it's mostly the music and all that. Sheriff has branched out, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the screens acting movies and all that kind of stuff, like in a huge way. You understand? Yeah. So, talking about knowing this artist from before and now getting to know Shatta Wale through the Freedom stage proper. You knew him, but then the Freedom Street concert brought him properly out for most Jamaicans to experience him. From someone like yourself and that exposure that we are all seeing with the streaming numbers going up and all that, the talkability, what is it really in Jamaica and the Caribbean when one thinks of Shatta Wale and what he actually did on the stage?
Oh, well, what he did on the stage was really magical, right? And the thing, I think he understands Jamaican culture to the T, right? Because when he went on stage, it's like he commanded the stage with that raspy, rough voice. And, a lot of people wouldn't have known him. But when he brought that song and the guys that were with him, had
with the flag,
the flag, it brought this atmosphere here. And so it brought an entire different atmosphere to it by him singing that song, and the attention of the audience were poised on him, and he took the opportunity and sung it. So when he sang, I think that's the part that let people listen to him when he said, no one is bigger than God, Jehovah. And then he sang that chorus.
Nobody bigger than God, Jehovah.
Jehovah, right.
Yeah, go fi show me nothing, that line.
Yeah. That is the song that gives the goose pimple. I mean, I know a song is composed, and I know what hooks people, and I know what turns them off. So they said, no one is bigger than God, Jehovah. Oh, you don't have to.
Okay.
That is that, right. And the fireworks, so that the whole atmosphere. And then from that, people say, whoa, this man has something. And he didn't overstay his welcome. He just, and as I say, I think he knows a lot enough of the culture.
Okay.
So when he hit that note and he realized the fireworks was going off, he just hold it right there and give Vibes Cartel the praise. But what shocked me too as on the same point is when he knelt down to Vibes Cartel. So this is what I didn't understand much, because kneeling down, and I said it in my video, I don't know if you listened to that one, when I said kneeling down, Vibes Cartel was a little bit taken aback. Like he said, you know, why is this man kneeling down to me? You know, I'm not bigger than him and so on. But I don't know if it's a cultural thing in Ghana, because I heard one of his interview that he said that he had some issue with somebody way back and he knelt down to the person. So I said, maybe it's not like you're bigger than me, it's just appreciation.
Just respect. It's cultural. It's cultural. Yes.
So I did that in my video, that I said, it is good to know culture. So back to what you're saying again. So he took the show right there and then with this presence, the commanding presence, and know at what point to just stop.
Okay.
And just leave. So he leave people with that and say, no man, that song is so good. I love that song. I need to hear it again.
Okay.
And then they say, oh, here, let me look it up. So if he stayed and maybe sing out the whole song, people would just hear it and say, okay, maybe it's a good song. But he left right at that cliffhanger moment.
Okay.
At the high point, and leave people wondering, no, this song.
I need to hear the song. I need to hear. Okay.
Yeah, yes, man.
You're right with this thing, because I remember shortly before he performed, I had gone online to make a screenshot of the On God song, because I had a feeling he was going to perform the song. Right. So I made a screenshot of the song. Now, about 5 hours after his performance, the streams went up about 20,000.
Okay.
And so then it makes sense that, okay, right in the stadium, it was over 35,000 people right in there. And so then if people would now want to look back and listen to the song, what song was that? Shazam and others, it makes sense.
Yes. So I have him as a genius for that.
So my question then will be, you know, sometimes people will stream the songs online. They will dance to the song. They will lip sync it on TikTok and all those other stuff. But on the traditional media, the radio, the TV stations, they may not necessarily be reflecting the same things. How is it like in Jamaica with this On God song?
In terms of like mainstream media playing it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you won't really have it played as much as to what you hear, as I said, just as I say in the social media space. But it will play because the demand is there. So you hear it one and two places. And you hear it more than that you would have heard. And after that now, then you hear another few Shatta Wale songs. Because people want to hear Shatta Wale. So you hear Shatta Wale and plus Shatta Wale other
songs. Okay, so there's this rippling effect. Okay.
Yes. And then, you know, people start following and know with Shatta Wale.
So you, let's talk about you. After watching that show on Freedom Street, getting that cliffhanger of a tune On God, and now delving into the song, probably you might have listened to other songs of Shatta Wale too. Not just the ones that you've reacted to, but even with the ones you've reacted to, you might have listened to a few songs. What do you make of him as an artist?
All right. Without like knowing the things that I heard of him before, I have him as a front runner in the music industry, right? And a genius. And why I say that now is Ghana, and this is what I know of couple listening, right? Even though Ghana would speak patois like us, right? To the dancehall, understand it wasn't like accepted much there as an artist. And for him to come and, you know, lead the charge in dancehall when it was like not that big thing, and to be like a front runner now. As an artist, you have to be a genius. You have to have this level of confidence to do that. And that's where the respect is for me to him. To believe so much in yourself that I love this and I'm gonna put whatever it is to push it out there. So as an artist, I have to give him a lot of credit for that.
Okay. Now, you can see there has been a lot of comparison. Ghanaians love to do this a lot when it comes to dancehall music, right?
I realize.
Because it's like dancehall has been a part of our music scene for a long time. A long time. You have guys like Scooby Sailor, who was into dancehall. You have Yogi Doggy, also dancehall artist in Ghana. There are a few people I might have forgotten the names now, but these guys pioneered dancehall in a way. Now, the music Ghana is known for internationally, or what grounds our very base is high life music, right?
High life, what's that?
High life music is more of our traditional tone. Take Calypso, but a more relaxed version of Calypso with a lot of strings in there. That's the high life music, and it usually with the local percussions and a lot of strings in the high life music. And this is what people actually know Ghana for in its original tone. However, early 90s, one Ghanaian rapper who used to be in the United States relocated back to Ghana and started a rap fusion of hip hop and high life and named it hiplife, right? Hiplife. Now, this hiplife thing, I want you to understand where this dancehall love and what Shatta Wale and the likes of Stonebwoy have been able to do. In the hiplife, it was mainly melodic and then rap. So they vibe to the normal danceable tunes and then they put rap on it. And that was hiplife. Now, it got to a point, some artists like Ronnie Coaches, who he was part of like a group called Bookback, they would be putting, instead of, you would have someone who is singing, someone who is giving the normal rap, and then a person comes in with a typical dancehall vibe and attitude kind of rhyme on the record too. So you would hear people, after the conversation, I'll send you a few links so you listen to some of the songs and what I'm talking about. And these guys were making us understand dancehall from a different angle, but they couldn't sell a whole dancehall track. So you always have to sell the attitude on a hip life song where people will gel to. So it was like a subliminal thing where people were already in love with dancehall. When we go to our funeral or parties and all that kind of stuff, there is a segment for dancehall music and there's a segment for reggae music all the time. It is something that you can never do away with at any Ghanaian party whatsoever, right? So during those times, these were the things that were going on. And artists like Shatta Wale took it to the next level, where they decided to actually make it fully dancehall and make it commercially viable. And that is why most of the youth are tied to these artists. So Shatta Wale, Stonebwoy, Samini, for example, Raskuku, and all those other artists. Now, the rift where you have it now is like you have the whole dancehall culture in Jamaica, and you have Ghana that has high life and hip life, and all of a sudden have also been enjoying dancehall songs here and there. And they know some of these artists, Bounty Killer, Movado. They know them. These are the Agent Sasko. They know all these people and they follow them. And so in the Jamaican movies we also watched, one Jamaican movie that is a favorite of most Ghanaians, Third World Cup, It's one movie that
Okay.
even though I walk through the shadow, you know that scene where he rolled up the page from the Bible with, yeah, and there's people remember those things, right? And so
Yes.
you can now imagine people trying to mimic the culture they see.
Yeah.
And so for me, this is where people take sides where they say, I love Shatta Wale and I want to be in Shatta Wale's camp, and I love Stonebwoy, I want to be in Stonebwoy's camp. And you have this rift coming in right there. So it's like we are creating our own version of whatever it is that we are seeing out there in Jamaica, right? But there is this kind of, I don't know how it is exactly with when you look at someone like Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, for example. I don't know if the fans actually do hate each other.
Oh God. No. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Or it's just for the banter. Now the thing with the Shatta Wale,
I'll explain to you when you're finished.
Okay. The thing with Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy fans, there is no hatred. It's just pure banter.
Okay.
There is hatred to a certain degree when you go to the very ghetto living, those who are connected to the deep roots, you know. Then you will find that hatred where we'll say, don't cross my boss, man. This man, I will die for him whatsoever. But when you come to the internet, it is all love and banter, I would say. Because personally, I am a Shatta Movement fan. I love Shatta Wale and what he does, but I don't hate Stonebwoy. You understand the whole thing. However, the SM fans, there is something unique about the SM fans, let me tell you. You see the love they give you now? They can skyrocket your channel from whatever subscriber count to like 30,000. They don't mind. But it doesn't mean they will watch other videos you put out there.
I realize that. I realize that.
Because the SM fans' loyalty is to see Shatta Wale do well. And to see him get to higher heights. And so if whatever you say about him, put him in that light, they will support you. But if you come against their man, then of course, you will face it. So now, you being someone who understands this kind of clashes between like a Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, what is it actually that brings this kind of hatred, quote unquote, that will be unhealthy in such an industry when it comes to dancehall? Because the dancehall culture is a bit violent to someone who is watching from outside. What is it like? Then we'll talk about the gun incident in Ghana, which happened between Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale also.
I heard that one. Okay. Anyway, so, okay. Yeah. So for the clash, the Bounty Beanie, because I'll tell you where the clash is, because the clashes started way back when.
Okay.
It was Derek Morgan and Prince Buster, but that was more civil, right?
Okay.
But you had Shabarangs and Ninja Man. That was war as well.
Okay.
Physical and lyrical. Then followed by Bounty Killer and Beanie Man.
Okay.
Physical and lyrical, and that was real physical. It was bad enough that if a DJ or a selector, if Bounty Killer is in this party and a selector plays a Beanie Man song, licks, it would be licks for him. Yes, it will be that bad. Wow. I mean, they are more mature now, so it's not like that anymore. But it passed on from Bounty to Beanie to Movado and Cartel. It's the same thing, but I think Movado and Cartel was a little bit more
civil. What's
on a higher level. Yes, it was and a longer time as well. So yeah, so you have to be careful. And even from then, it moved to the dancers. So you had like this guy, Bogle. He's the legend of dancing. He's deceased now. And this guy, what's his name again? Bogle. John Hype.
Okay.
Yeah, so Bobo would be like the best dancer at the time, and he creates more dances, and then John Hype would create a few, and then if you're in the dance and dancing to John Hype's dance and Bobo is there, then licks licks fire. It sounds crazy, but that's how it was, right?
Okay.
At the end of the day, for me, that the riff creates money for people. There's no doubt about that. A lot of people won't know. Because the vloggers would make some money off it when there's an incident, because people benefit from demise of people. It sounds harsh, but
that's true. It's not good, but that's the reality. Yeah,
right. And the selectors, which is the DJs now, when the artists are at odds with their one another now, they would make money from dub plates. So if I can sing a bad song for you and it sounds good, then you would get a lot of dub plates sold. So you see why the clashes were good for the artists and for the industry, but not for the fans, because some of the time the fans really and truly don't understand. They just don't like this artist because. So I've lived through that for many years, and I learned to understand it and I learned to keep out of it. And I can understand what it is like maybe in Ghana, but not too much. You understand? So at the end of the day, as I said, when the war between the artists are like that, if the intelligent fans or the fans don't really understand that this is just lyrical confrontation, it turns bloody sometimes. People get hurt for it a lot of times. And it's like that in Jamaica. Now, all of those artists are good now. Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, they are good. Opado and Vybz Kartel are good, because since Vybz Kartel did his time in prison and came out, he made a lot of friends with some of the guys that he were enemy with. So there's not much rift in the dancehall scene now. There's a small rift that is taking place, but it's between Vybz Kartel and Beanie Man. As you know, the content for the crown and I mean, Beanie Man is trying to push a little war, and people are saying, leave that alone. You're not the king. But it makes sense for vloggers.
Okay.
Because if I go on YouTube and vlog about it, I get a couple subscribers or maybe a couple fans for it, or but at the end of the day, sometimes it's money for them.
Okay. Do you think dancehall can thrive without clashes?
Yes, it can. It can on an international level. It can, because if you look at Shaggy, Sean Paul, these guys are people that have never been in a clash before. But in the hardcore side of dancehall, they're not really recognized as real hardcore dancehall people. Because you'll never find them in a clash. You'll never hear they call them as like contending for a king's position. But there are places where Shaggy and Sean Paul's name can call, and you don't even know Vybz Kartel. Because Shaggy and Sean Paul are more internationally recognized, and they're more commercially viable to people. They understand the thing on an international level. While Movado and Vybz Kartel and Bounty, they are not at that level, even though they are big. But so in terms of the clashing, it can, but it is not a must. It's just to know what is, what you call it now. You can know what can be captured from a clash, and it dancehall as a space. So if you understand that principle, that dancehall has different avenues, then you'll understand why clash is important and why no clash is important. So for me, no, I mean, I don't really go on the dancehall hardcore side like one time. But if you're in a dancehall, you need vibes. So if you're there and you hear a song like let me give a song that will tear the dancehall floor to pieces. Now if you hear, okay, I'll find this song. This is a guy that sounds like Soundboy. It's called Bushman. Okay. And he sing the song, rinsing, shot in head, no need to ball, no need to beg. Dance and no say. No, if you're in the dance and you're gonna fall asleep at that song, please, I mean, everything in there will be mashed up.
Oh.
And that song will have to be played about like 1,000,000 times.
Wow.
Because every time, yeah, that's a dance, that's a hardcore dancehall vibe. And if you find Vibes Cartel song there, anyone of that Vibes Cartel hardcore song, once that is played, is still pandemonium. Bounty Killer has that Vibes Cartel, Mavado, Beanie Man to an extent, but not like those, you know.
Okay.
So that's where a section of dancehall where you have to have some songs that have some griminess to it to make the crowd wake up and know that yes, you're in a real bad man place. You know, that's that side of dancehall. And then you have another set of people don't really want to go to the dance, but they like to hear the dancehall music.
Okay.
And then you have the commercial side of things that need to advertise their products with a dancehall song. But they don't need anything grimy in it, nothing violent. They just need a dancehall song. And that's where some artists come in. That's where you find like artists thrive and like Beanie Man, Charlie Blacks again. Some of these artists. And I did also a video on that again where I started knock Massacre. Now Massacre for me, you know, is an artist that I think, even though he's big, is holding his potential.
Okay.
And I'll just expound on that a little. So Massacre's song, if you listen to Massacre's song, you might find if he has 1,000 songs, he might have 13,000 that can be played anywhere. When I say anywhere, I mean in the church, and it can be used to advertise product. Now, every one of Massacre's songs, or most of his songs, has something to do with profanity and violence. So you can't play it anywhere. And if you understand the industry again, you're shortchanging yourself if you want to be used for a soundtrack for like a movie or to be used in an ad to advertise an energy drink, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you need a clean song to be in your catalog. Just you need some clean songs because Massacre is very lyrical. He's very smart, but he's just be carried away by some songs that will give him a couple $1 million within 6 months, and after the next 8 months, nobody knows the song. But you need a song that is lasting. Just like Bob Marley is dead from 1981,
but he's still trending with songs. The songs are still living.
I mean, they just knocked him off #1 the other day. I think it's the same. Massacre knocked him off, but he's going back up there again. As soon as Massacre fade, Bob Marley's going right back at #1, and he's dead from 81. And that's what I'm saying, you know.
Okay.
So,
Arts and culture is something beautiful, and usually, if anyone sees another country, another group of people try to mimic what they do, they are always usually very happy. At what point do Jamaicans consider dancehall music as cultural appropriation by someone else? At what point do they consider? What are the things that you would say, this, you know?
You're talking in a certain terms of not accepting
the music and say that you're doing too much with this thing. It's not like it's not representing of what we want it to be or what we want it to represent.
All right. In dancehall, there is not much like what you call I want to say gatekeeper, like a dancehall police. You don't have much dancehall police. For me, to bring highlight to certain things in dancehall. You have this guy, they call him dancehall police. Ironically, it's called Foota Hype, right?
Okay.
But he's a vlogger. He's a selector, but he's a vlogger, right?
Okay.
But he's just controversial. I think he's just controversial, and sometimes he makes sense and sometimes not.
Okay.
But dancehall does not have like a culture of policing dancehall as opposed to reggae. Right? So you will find a couple people from like outside doing reggae, and then people say, oh, no man, why no, I don't like that, man. And then people start backlash. The people, because a lot of people you have this guy named Gentleman, he's from Germany. He does
Gentleman,
reggae
yeah,
style.
I know that.
Yeah, I love Gentleman.
Yeah.
but you still find a few, people in the reggae segments where he's not from Jamaica. You know? So,
Yeah, I get it.
people will pressure that. But dancehall, no, you don't have much policing in the dancehall.
But it's funny to think that Gentleman is not Jamaican, and so. But this type of artists here in Germany are those that are creating the interest for people who actually don't know dancehall music to follow real dancehall music in Jamaica, because
actually reggae.
Reggae, someone
Right,
who follows suit to say that I love Gentleman's song. He sings in a way I can understand. I can relate to him. So where is this sound coming from? They bring in.
Yes, they bring in traffic to the reggae. Yes. So and it's really ironic. But you see, why maybe dancehall might not have the police and people will just pay attention to it? Because you have to have like a certain gift or something about you to sing dancehall for people to know that, okay, dancehall sung this. Reggae, I mean, once you can speak like maybe good, like speak English, you can sing reggae and it will fall below people's ear and say, okay, that's a nice reggae song. Dancehall, if you're a dancehall person, you'll know if this person knows dancehall. Or if he's singing dancehall. Because as much as good as Shatta Wale is and Stonebwoy, when I listen to them, once I go like a couple bars in the song, I say, oh, I can say, even if I didn't know them, I know, okay, this is not how Jamaican would say it. And they will say, yeah, this is not but this is a bad dancehall song, but this is not a Jamaican singing it. So Jamaican wouldn't really pay it much mind. It's the reggae is the more thing that is kept close to the heart of like the Jamaican. So you don't have much policing in the dancehall scene. Okay. One more thing. There's this rhythm beat that was produced by this guy. What's his name? Not Nice.
Not Nice Records.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called Street Vibes 2.0.
Okay. Which
has some dancehall artists on it, and this guy from Uzbekistan or somewhere in that Eastern European side. I don't remember his name. He sing this song called Obiame.
Okay, no, I don't know.
Right, I mean, you wouldn't know it. But it's a juggling rhythm, but it's called Obiame. And
okay.
Well, he did it so you wouldn't even know that this man is from. But this is one of them that really passed the test as a dancehall artist.
Okay.
You don't have it like that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the day of the Freedom Street concert, Shatta Wale made a statement on stage that he just wants Jamaicans to know that Ghana supports Jamaica. Now, for anybody out there on the streets with our cultural history, right? How do the people of Jamaica truly feel about Africa and Ghana? And how do you think that music can truly can truly be that bridge, if any bridge is needed at all?
Well, all right. First of all, so all Jamaicans look at Africa in a sense is we just think Africa is one, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't like much of the education that, okay, Ghana is, for me now though, Ghana is the closest thing to Jamaica. And that's what I heard and that's what I've been grown to know, right? But like Africa, we think everything is Africa, right? But in terms of the music, it's more for me like the education on both sides.
Okay.
To understand and evolve it in terms of the linkage, right? Because there's politics on both sides of the fence. And if you don't understand and respect the politics, you will be mashing people's corns without knowing and offending people without knowing in terms of like the politics. That has to be stated. And that is why I don't want to divert too much. That is why in my reviews, you'll find that I do a lot more Shatta Wales. Until I find out what's going on, because I don't want to offend anyone. by doing too much of this, because I got the support from the Shatta Wale movement.
Yeah.
So I have to say, you know what? I have to find a lot of Shatta Wale's song to review, sneak in a few Stone Boys, and find out if the Shatta Wale movement will still support it, or they will say, listen, I'm going to stop following you because you're going over the other side.
No, they won't. They won't stop following you. They won't stop. It's just like I said. You made a statement while you were explaining the clashes that it got to a point. If let's say Bounty Killer was in a party somewhere where songs of Beenie Man were being played, it's gonna be a bit of a rush. Now, in Ghana, it's totally different. Shatta Wale has actually been in the club when Stonebwoy songs were played and he was jamming to it. And you have Stonebwoy also jamming to Shatta Wale's songs. So the like I said, there is some sort of hatred, but this whole thing you see going on is mostly because the traditional media finds it good as an opportunity to sell, to still have something to market, to make money off, right? And that has been the problem Shatta Wale has with the industry, because he truly wants the business side for the artist. Because over a long period of time, it's always the gatekeepers or the traditional media benefiting off the hard work of the artist. And so you would hear him go off and speak against the media and to some extent some of the artists. It's not as if there is hatred towards the artist. It's more like, think about your future, care about your future, and don't give in to these people. Those are media houses. All they want to do is to sell their stories. And if you make way for them to use you, they will use you to get to the point they want to get to. So that is where the whole thing is. So people, when they meet each other, they know I'm Shatta Movement, I am Beam Nation. The Stonebwoys family is called Beam Nation, right? So you have the Shatta Movement.
I learned that the other day.
And then Beam Nation, yeah. So the Beam Nation, he says, is bless His Imperial Majesty, right? That is the meaning. Okay. And the other time you were looking for the meaning of Wale, which is Shatta Wale. The Wale is world alerted lyrical entertainer.
Hold on. I didn't know that. Go again.
Yeah, world alerted lyrical entertainer.
Okay.
Good. So this you can see even in his older songs, the songs where he was doing, he used to use it as today when he's singing most of the songs, he goes like pa 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 pa.
That is what I need to find out what that means.
Okay, so
it's the same shot like
yeah. It's pa pa. It's more like a vibe, you know, to the sound. This pa 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 thing, to me, this is where I come. Shatta Wale used to do a lot of live recordings. He would go on Facebook Live and record songs with the fan bases. So people jump on Facebook Live and they throw in suggestions. Let's do it this way. Throw in this word right there, and he records. Scratch from the beats and everything. So there is a connection, a deeper connection. The fan base feel as if they own a part of the music he does.
Right, I've sensed that.
Yes, and there was a song that was being recorded with one musician from Ghana, Kiddy, and Kwame Eugene. These two artists came to his house in the studio, and they were recording a song titled Baby. And in that recording, he had finished recording his part and he was just talking to the guys in the studio. And one of the guys, I think Kwame Eugene, was recording his version. And when Shatta Wale was talking, someone made mention of something and then he just went like pa 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 pa. It's something he used to say already, but then for it being captured on a song officially, it was that very moment. You know, so it was like the guy finished recording but didn't press the end button whatsoever, and it captured the sound and it sounded good, and so they added it to it, and since then he was now adding it officially to the songs. But going back to the Wale, he used to go by the name Bandana.
Yes.
And in his songs, whenever he was singing, he will be screaming in the songs, Wale, 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 Wale. It was something he was doing already.
Okay.
He knew it, that he says he doesn't remix songs. He doesn't do covers. And he doesn't repeat words. And so when you pay attention to all the songs he likes to do, or he does, you don't see him repeat himself. So he said he's full of lyrics. It just comes. And he never writes. He just spits off the dome. He never writes any of his songs. He's always in the studio 247 in his house. He produces. The On God song was written, produced, and everything done by him.
Oh, really?
The beats, everything you hear in On God was solely Shatta Wale. So that defines who he is as an artist. You get it. So
That's well written though.
and his issue with the industry goes deeper. So in 2004, he came out first in the limelight with a song called Bandana from Ghana. That
Right.
song is a typical hip life song. What I was explaining to you before,
Yeah, the beat.
where you have the typical, more like our traditional high life censored style with a bit of a dancehall flow to it. That was the song that he came out with. It was a huge song. It was a huge anthem in Ghana that a lot of people love. He never really made money off that because the money went to the media folks, the wrong people, those
Right.
who were taking his CDs, selling and making money and not necessarily giving him anything. And so he had been there before in this dark age where you have the fame. People know you, but nothing really in your bank account to show
Right.
for. And
Right.
that is why his second coming, he took time. He realized that what made him lose out on a lot of things was the fact that he couldn't produce his own stuff. He had to go to studios for people to promote for him and do the stuff for him. And then he decided that once I lost that fame, I would take time to learn. I'll learn to make my own beats. I'll learn to understand the music business. And so he took on, how do you call it? Mentors like Vibes Cartel, where he started learning things from how
Yes.
the business is done properly. You understand? And a few others. So he has a lot of mentors where he picks mostly the business side of things from to understand the music, because he says when he gets the second chance, he wants to do things right. And so he learned to play his own beats and all. And that is where the banter comes from. Even when he became popular again with Shatta Wale as the name, people used to say, your beats are not good. Your sound is not good. They speak against him, but he never paid attention. He was improving by the day. And you will listen to a song like African Mandiba and you'll be like, this sounds good.
That sounds great.
You see, but then if you listen to some of his old productions, you will understand. And he doesn't give up. He's the guy who will be like, I know it may not be 100%. I'll put a song out there anyway. It's the vibe that matters. So that is what he kept doing. And the industry, when I say the industry, I'm talking the traditional media and some gatekeepers. They keep putting out bad images about him out there. And he's an outspoken guy. He will never be quiet for anyone. So when you say it, he's going to come in the media and hit you right there. It doesn't matter if he's going to behave as if you're on the streets fighting with anybody. He doesn't care if he's a celebrity or not. He doesn't look at that. So that is the thing. And so for the real hatred on the grounds in Ghana, it's not there. It's all the internet thing. And so people like content creators will suffer a little bit because those that follow Shatta Wale, when you put content from other artists, they won't really watch because
I learned.
they want to support their king. And that is where the whole thing is coming from, because they think that without their support, the traditional media will not do that. And so they always show love to people who are free-minded, who are independent, who show or throw their support at Shatta Wale. And that is where the whole thing is coming from. But it's not as if someone hates Stonebwoy. There are great artists. Like you talk of Jupiter. Jupiter has been on Sound Clash also in the Jamaica to perform. One great artist. You should listen to Jupiter. He has some very, very awesome songs. Jupiter. Jupiter the General. And you have Episode.
That's his name, Jupiter the General, right?
Exactly, Jupiter the General. Then you have Episode. It's the same episode, but then it is spelled with X instead of the S. So Episode, but the SODE will be XODE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So these are artists that are very good dancehall artists. And when Shatta Wale came for the second time, he started this revolution where most of these artists started playing their own beats. Because in the ghettos, you had people who loved dancehall. Remember, I told you dancehall was a thing already. But they didn't believe they could come out and do it commercially until Shatta Wale did that.
Right.
And that is where all this other stuff came from, and you see everybody going in on there. So somehow you would have someone like a Stonebwoy who also thinks he's a pioneer. And when they talk about it, then it will be like, Shatta Wale will be like, you are young. When I started doing music, you were nowhere. And so don't try to compare yourself to me. But these are all putting things in perspective. No hatred. No hatred at all.
Okay.
And Shatta Wale has decided to be quiet now since he came from the Freedom Street concert, because he has made his point. In as much as he's been talking about things over the years, he has made his point that I have the money. I can go to whichever length I want to go to. I have made the system work for me, and so you can also make it work for you too. So now he would come online just for a few seconds and show you how blessed he is, show you his $1 million mansion, show you his cars and all, just to put it in your face a little bit and tell you, you can do it. Go do it too. That kind of vibe now. So that is where the whole thing is coming from, so to say. Yeah, so our clash system is not like that of Jamaica. It's not as deep. It nearly got there with the gun incident.
Yes.
It nearly got there. Yes. But
go ahead.
That gun incident, I think, is just a thing of insecurity, where maybe Stonebwoy took it more personal. Because trust me, when Shatta Wale go at you, he might go hard. And so sometimes you feel he truly hates you. He doesn't really like you. But he's the guy who would insult you today and smile with you tomorrow and say sorry. Because he is just trying to get his point across. He is the guy who wears his heart on the sleeve. So he gets angry quickly, but then once he says what he has to say, he doesn't keep it here in the heart. It's just off. And you see, we have personalities that are hurt over time with things that you're saying towards them. And I think that is the type of personality Stonebwoy has, for example. So some of the things and some of the way the media will tweak the words said by Shatta Wale got to him. And so that Shatta getting up and walking towards the stage, brought up something that made him, take out the gun and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, there is no hatred. There's no hatred at all.
Okay.
So that's something little for the Ghana stuff. That's so you understand.
Yeah, man. So what I did still, as I said, I learned to adjust as I go on, because by getting the support from the Shatta movement in my YouTube, I realized, okay, I have to make sure I keep them happy. But at the end of the day, I need to have some other artists.
Balance, yeah.
Right. So what I do, I make sure one Shatta Wale a day is released. Sometimes maybe two, but another artist too. And I check the prime time for the viewership, which as I realize it's between like 7 and 10 p.m.
Okay.
I did my research. So between 7 and 10 is the prime time viewership for YouTube in Ghana. So I said, okay, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. is when the Shatta movement will see their Shatta. Right. And then further up now, I'll release another artist out of prime time because you have to give your main supporters the best.
Okay.
The best option. So I say, you know what, I have to be grateful for their support. So give them the artists, you know, make sure it is taken care of and so on. And I try to be as truthful as possible and diplomatic with whatever I did, because I did a video, I think the same Africa Mandiba song. I released that, and in my review I mentioned, and this is something that I started to do with maybe a lot of artists, is that when I and I didn't get any backlash for it, so thankful. Yeah, it's just like a personal thing for me as Africa, right? And so I realized when Shatta Wale was in his what's it called? It was in a blue.
The Louis Vuitton. Yeah. I got that statement. You wanted him to market something African and wearing all those Louis Vuitton stuff.
Beautiful. Oh, yeah, you heard that comment,
of course,
right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So I said, well, I hope the fans don't really take it that I'm trying to criticize it, but it's just my thing that you know, market something from Africa, because Africa, you're influential. I mean, if you're wearing something cheap, nobody will say you don't have any money to afford something expensive, because everybody know you're rich, you know. So yeah, that's what I was saying, and I said, well, I hope people are. I hope he don't. If he listens to it, he don't take it offensive, but. At the end of the day, I'm just looking out for Africa.
What do you think the African artists, the African dancehall artists should do if they want to get into the core listening of the Jamaican Caribbean audience?
All right. Firstly, is that what you say Stoneboy and Shatta Wale did, it is, and it takes money. You have to like come here to perform. And why I say that is, this is where like the media comes to look at artists to book them for wherever they're booking them.
When it comes to dancehall.
When it comes to dancehall and even reggae as well. So when you have Reggae Sumfest, you have Sting. This is where the media houses come. So you find like an artist who has no name. He comes to Jamaica. Well, he's in Jamaica, right? So just for argument's sake, Vybz Kartel comes on stage and say, okay, I'm bringing up Tom McCoy or whoever it is. And he sings two of his songs and the crowd goes, wow, wow, wow. That artist gets bookings he just gets bookings all over. Now, if you don't like you won't find it. If you find, say, he's like in, for instance, say, let me say in Africa, and he rips the stage show up, you might, I don't know Africa still, but he might still don't have a booking all around the world because people don't like look to Africa for dancehall music. So, firstly, if you want to have like your fan base be big in the industry, spend some money, come here. I don't know how the link will be made, like link up with the promoters and so forth, and go on the major events, perform, and once you do that, then bookings for you is just consistent. And then even saying that, I'll just bring to Jamaica again, and this is what some of the promoters in Jamaica tries to tell the artists here as well, because they don't see the business side, is that sometimes they're overpricing the local events because they think they're big artists. So they overprice it, and then the promoters can't get to bring any other artists.
Okay.
And when you overprice your stuffs, I mean, people know that you're an artist already. But the young artists who want to get we call it a bus or a highlight, can't get to go on. Because here is basically the mecca of the music. So to put what you're saying in question is, that's the first thing then you need to do is come here and get some major events to go on. I say I don't know that work out in terms of the money to get on. Right. And I was even saying it in one of the videos that I did with Shatta Wale's song. I don't know if that is released as yet, because as I said, they are set to release every day. Yeah. Is that I hope, he's bringing artists with him, like to blood them in, which you told me that he is doing still.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's how you spread the network. And then, even though they are looking to Jamaica for dancehall artists, they might say, okay, Ghana is the next best thing to Jamaica. By exposing other artists and getting them international experience. So you're not just having Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy as the mega Ghana dancehall star. You have other artists too that can sell out a stadium or headline an event, not just in Ghana but anywhere else in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. This has been very insightful to talk to you. I really enjoyed that conversation. I've really enjoyed it. Do you have any questions you want to ask me? You want to know something from the Shatta Movement fans? You want to know something from the Ghanaian culture with regards to music or just in general? Something that just pricking your mind?
Okay. Yeah, man. So my thing is, you gave me a couple artists to do reviews on, right? Is there any, like, apart from these that you have that, you want me to check out, or I can check out that does like the dancehall?
The dancehall artist, I would want you to look at one of Shatta Wale's upcoming guys, Captain, Captain. Captain.
I think I did one with him, but anyway, go ahead.
Okay, he has a new one out now, Formation, yeah. So you can look at that. He used to be a militant under the Shatta Movement umbrella. And you have Jupiter, like I mentioned before, Jupiter the General. Jupiter is more like, he refers to Shatta Wale as father. And they have a song, a badass dancehall track. They call it Blood, Rain and Fall. Blood Rain or something.
Oh, Blood Rain, okay.
Blood Rain is Shatta Wale featuring Jupiter, or Jupiter featuring Shatta Wale. Blood, Rain and Fall. I think that's the title. Very, very nice track. So you can look at them. You have Raskuku, just typical Ras, and then KUU, and then KU again, Raskuku.
Yeah, I did one with him, but yeah, I'll check again.
Yeah. You have Rude Boy Rankin, but I think Rude Boy Rankin is no more. If I'm right. Yeah. I think he's no more.
Okay.
There are lots of the guys, but you see, the whole thing is that a lot of them don't try to push themselves out there, but some have very good songs. Even Black Sheriff has an undertone of dancehall in him and reggae. He has, when you listen to him carefully, you would realize this. There is one guy that is very good. He came out with a very big song, and he had a remix with Popcorn. But then J Derobi, yeah, that is the name, J Derobi. Very, very good guy too. So you should look out for these guys, and I think with time, as you start looking into them, you'll start seeing other artists coming into the frame. So far, I would say these are the guys that are doing quite well that I've seen so far. But there is a very healthy dancehall culture underground that once you get to Ghana one day, you will see. And anytime you make up your mind to want to come to Ghana, I will host you. Don't worry. Just let me know.
Well, I'll tell you as well, I got an invitation by Shatta Wale.
Oh.
you never know that, so thank you. Yeah, he reached out to me.
Then you should go. If the king of African dancehall wants to host you, you should definitely go.
Yeah,
you should definitely go.
He did. I mean, my first video, no, not my first. One of them, I said, I put it to the universe that he'll reach out to me. And my mom said, boy, he's going to reach out to you. And he did, which was day before yesterday.
Wow.
Thanking me for the work. So I said, well, thank you, boss. And he said, I'm going to invite you soon to Africa. I said, well.
and I'm not surprised. You see what Shatta Wale does for the industry that a lot of people don't talk about. He single-handedly promotes every content creator who supports his music. Now, how many artists do you see share the works of content creators and pushes them out there?
Not a lot, not a lot. And
That-
that is why I said I have to review his songs, because I've been doing it for years. I've been doing it, as I said, I did it on another channel and it got hit by the YouTube. So that's why I'm doing this one again with a little bit more caution on it.
Okay.
And I said, well, this is the first I'm doing it, and I've gotten. I mean, let me give you. So when I did the Freedom Street, and I did a rundown on it, right? And I said in it, this is the first time I've known about the Shatta movement thing, you know. So I said, Vybz Kartel have some international stars coming. This is what I said. And among the international stars, you have Busta Rhymes, Shatta Wale, and Drake. And then in the comment section, I heard, I'm subscribing because you call Shatta Wale name. So wait. Yes. Okay, all right. And I said, and I got some subscribers, and I said, whoa, I got subscribers because of Vybz Kartel. I didn't. So I remember I just said Shatta Wale is coming in. I didn't say anything else, you know. And then after that, no, I mentioned something else, and I said Shatta Wale came on and did his song, and the place just burst. And then I see more people. So I said, wait.
Because I hate Shatta Wale.
I wonder if they hacked my phone, because subscribers started to come in now. And I said, maybe somebody hacked my phone, man, because I never get this subscriber in such short time.
Nobody hacked your phone.
Yeah, man, serious. And then I did it on my TikTok, and then the subscribers came in too, and I said, no, man, I'm going to turn it off and turn it on back. And I did, and I see the numbers start running. I said, no, man, I have to turn to Shatta Wale now, because this is where the people are. Yes, and from then I put it, and I said, no, man, these people are coming in. I have to put in some work, because I have an audience here, so I have to please the audience. Yes. And that's where, I come in, and I said, well, I did it. I did one the first time, and I showed my wife, and I said, look at this something, because she don't really follow it like that, but she always give me something from there, and she say, you know what, put some more vibes in it, man. Do like what you do, because I have another social media account that is I do voiceover on it. I'm gonna tell you about it shortly. That's very vibrant, right? Okay. And she said, do it like how you do that one, man. Once you do it like that, people will find it different. I say, yes. Okay. Since I have the writing skills, and I know when artists are using subliminal message and they are using a little pun, or they're using some figure of speech, I always pick it up. I say, okay, I'm gonna use that in it. And then that is why here I don't say I'm reviewing alone, or I say I'm decoding.
Yes, that's true.
That is where that thing comes from. I say, I can't say review. Everybody reviews, everybody react. I have to decode as well, which is finding some stuffs in it. And that's where it all comes about, So, yeah, man. So give thanks to the Shatta movement for that.
Yes, I'm happy Shatta Wale has reached out to you already, and I know he will start posting your works on TikTok. He will post it on Snapchat. He will post it on Facebook. He will post it on Twitter. That is who he just is. I mean, this guy will just see your work, and so long as he sees that you've dedicated time for him, he will dedicate time for you too. That is what he does, and he takes criticisms very well too. He does, but he wants to always see it from the lens of someone who respects the arts. Right. We have people who just talk for talking's sake, not the fact that they understand and respect the arts. But he knows when he listens to you, he knows that this person actually respects the arts, and he will take it up from that angle as well for you. So I know your channel is going to grow. It is growing, and it's going to go much bigger. And let's see. So far, the songs you've reviewed, what are your favorite songs you've heard, or songs you were actually pleasantly surprised by, that aside listening to On God?
All right, so On God is, let me see, Africa Mandiba,
okay.
That one gives me goose bumps.
Okay.
Just how him say it, and I mean, that's my reaction is genuine. So wherever it's just that I put a lot of comedic spin to it because I have to keep people watching it. But
That's true.
it's always genuine. And when he said that Africa man diva with that chorus fight, it just brings some goosebumps to me. I say, this man is, solid. But that's I think that's the one that really stands out to me. But I mean, there are so many because I have them released every day. They are set, so there are some that I finished already. And then also when somebody might say, no, this needs to be put out, and then I listen to it. I say, no, this have to go before this. So sometimes I have to rearrange the dates. But I have songs, and when people send me the request, I say it's already or it's going next. So
it's going next.
Don't worry, they are there. Right? They're just in a line.
I see you do a lot of premiering, so you premiere it a lot. You just wait for it to come in, so we see what's next, what we are to expect, and all that stuff, which is good.
Yes. After I finish, I have to hurry up and make sure I cut it down to a nice piece so people know that this is what is come next. I need people to understand how I'm doing it.
Okay.
Right. Exactly. And I put it on my Instagram and TikTok page too, because
what's your page on TikTok?
It's still Barz Beatz.
Okay.
I think it's Barz Beatz 1 or Barz Beatz.
Okay.
And TikTok is the most vibrant, to be honest.
Okay.
The Instagram is on its way, but TikTok is. And the TikTok one that make me is the one that I did the song that Real Monster.
Okay.
I did this comedic spin on it, and I just never know it would take off when he when I spit out the water. I don't know if you saw that one, right? Right. That's how I do my stuff. But that the instant reaction was like that. But I said, no, I need to capture it properly. So I did it. That was rehearsed, but the initial reaction was something close to that.
Okay.
But I said, no, it needs to be rehearsed. So I do it over back and spit out the water. And man, this thing just blew up. I said, whoa, they love it.
Nice one. So, what would you expect from an artist like Shatta Wale going forward, for example? And Vybz Kartel also, now that he's out of prison, the way things are going for him currently, what do you expect from these artists?
From Shatta Wale? I mean, he's doing what I expect. I mean, okay. What we really expect is because these guys have made their names in the industry, is to bring other artists to the fore, right? And also bring the flag of Ghana. When I say flag, I mean the country of Ghana, to more international audience. Show whenever they're doing the music videos, is we see the ghetto of Ghana. We need to see the good side of Ghana as well. We need to see the countryside of Ghana because sometimes it's through these music videos we see the country. I mean, I don't know if I will ever get a chance to go there, I wish I would, but even if I don't, show Ghana in many different colors to bring tourism there, to bring in, what I'm saying basically. That's what I want. Vybz Kartel is almost doing the same thing that I've been preaching for years for him to do. Bring artists, show Jamaica, expose more products, expose more industries and so on, because they're icons. And people will watch a video of Shatta Wale just because it's Shatta Wale's name is mentioned. So even if it's another artist that no one knows, once you say Shatta Wale featuring Mark, Myri or whoever, people will watch it just for that. And that's basically what I would really love to see from these artists. More exposure.
Okay.
Their exposure already.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Barz Beatz.
Right.
To your followers now, they also watch my channel. A word to them. What do you want to tell them? The Shatta Movement fans. What do you want to tell them? Do you have any wishes out there you want to also throw in the universe? Let's hear you.
Okay, let me give you some. Right. Firstly, I have to say thank you. Thanks very much for the support. It's really appreciated, and thanks for the request. and I'm honoring as much as possible, if not all of them, in due time. My thing is to send out a Shatta Wale song per day. Additionally, I'll bring another song with it, right? Which includes Stone Boy as well, but
Yes.
I'm bringing other artists in it. So I'm making sure that you guys are pleased with the effort of me, because, I would really love to visit Ghana at some point in time, one day. So if that happens, it happens. And I would like to see the channel grow for me, as well as for you as well.
Thank you.
Basically, right. And in addition to that, I have my TikTok page and my Instagram page that I do the premiere, and I also have two vibrant pages that is called Clot, right? If you understand Pata, you understand. So it is spelled
Okay.
CL
CL, yeah.
AAT.
Okay. Clat.
Yes, so underscore the same CLAAT.
Okay. Is that on YouTube as well, or?
No, I used to have it, but I can't dedicate any time to that. I have to dedicate it to Shatta Wale now.
Okay. So where can I find this one? Clat. Where do I find?
Instagram.
Okay. IG.
And TikTok.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll
the
put
most
in.
vibrant place is Instagram, but it's on both places.
So is it like blood clot or what? Is it clat? Blood
Yes, once again, the clot is, yes, you hear a lot of clot, but it is voiceover, so it is very humorous, because as I say, I'm a very humorous person,
Yes.
so I take humorous videos, not too much, but I'm humorous and just make it very much humorous, so yeah, and it's very vibrant.
To the Stoneboy songs, I would like you to listen to Psalm 23 by Stoneboy. Very beautiful tune. I would like you to also listen to Non-Stop. It's a reggae tune. I personally consider Stoneboy a reggae artist more than a dancehall artist. I don't know what you think of it. I don't know how many of his songs you've heard so far, but personally, I rank him to more of a reggae artist than a dancehall artist, so to say.
You're correct. Yes. So this is why I mention like Stoneboy and compare him to Shatta. I try not to do it too much still, because they are in two different leagues, right? But Stoneboy is more at the melodical side of singing, which is where you just say is reggae. And reggae is more melodies. And dancehall is more lyrics. So that's where you find Stoneboy fits in the melody side, which is on the reggae side, and Shatta Wale fits in the lyrical side, which is the dancehall. So you said it right, and that is what I've been saying to people when I try to do the comparison.
Okay.
But in the dancehall set of things now, it would come right back down to the same Bounty and Beanie, where Beanie Man is melodical, like Stoneboy. Bounty Killer is lyrical on the dancehall side. If you fast forward it to Vybz Kartel and Movado, Vybz Kartel fits in the lyrical side, which is dancehall, Shatta Wale, and Movado is more on the melodical side, which is Stoneboy. So I don't know if it's something that they planned, but this is what happens. So and Movado was more commercial, and Beanie Man was more commercial. The streets love Bounty more than Beanie. The streets love Vybz Kartel more than Movado. And it's the same thing. So it's like I don't know, it's like a clash of universe. Just like the same part that I realized with Shatta Wale and
Stoneboy.
It is the same part that these gentlemen have in common. Right? They banned Bounty Killer for not like out of the music industry, but they banned a couple of his songs because he has a lot of social commentary, and he goes hard at it. He goes hard at the industry, and he hits out at we call it foolishness. It's the same thing with Vybz Kartel, and they, so it's the same path.
Okay.
Same part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Same part.
So,
Yeah, man.
guys, it's been a very, very wonderful and steaming session right here. I enjoyed every bit of it. And you guys should put your questions, your thoughts in the comment section below. Whatever you want me to ask him, let me know. He might be over there answering you. And if you want me to bring him back again another time, it will be on your questions. It will be based on what you want to ask him. You let me know and I'll pull him in. If we have to talk, we can talk the whole day, but he's got stuff to do too. You know, he's got his life. I've taken about 2 hours already, more than 2 hours of his time. And
Well said.
I'm really grateful, Barz Beatz. And in case you didn't catch this from the beginning, his name is Morgan Nkrumah. Dr. Kwame
Nkrumah
Nkrumah
Morgan.
Osajifo Nkrumah. Man, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining me, for accepting the invitation to be here on this platform. And guys, the name will forever remain Mordin. Like you always know on this channel, is always about positivity. If anybody comes to you with a negative vibe, turn around with a smile and say, peace out.